everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today we're looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars First Order Transport. Now, in my last review, I looked at the Resistance X-Wing, which comes packaged together with this ship. So if you want to see the review of this vessel, I'll put a link in the description below. But today we're just going to focus on the First Order craft. So this vehicle is 3¼ inches long, which is pretty nice, and it was first seen in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, a little history lesson, many designs in real life are similar to this ship. Believe it or not, in 1941 through 45, in World War II, we had the LCVP, which basically stands for Landing Craft Vehicle Personnel, and it was used by the US and the Allies to drop off troops for the most part. Now, these ships usually held 36 troops, and one of the famous nicknames of these types of vessels was the Higgins boat, which was named that after the company that made it. So that concludes this little history lesson, so let's get back to the ship. We got a lot to cover. We're going to go over the mold, the paint, put it on the stand, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Starting off this review, looking at the mold, I must say I did forget to mention one of the other names of this vessel, which is the Atmosphere Assault Lander. Now, having said that, let's continue with the mold. We have our searchlight right here, a blaster cannon, cockpit, which isn't painted, which is kind of a shame. It should be black. But just look at the detail. Nice lines and panels here. Brilliant. There's a little hatch for a stormtrooper to come out. Pretty cool. Back of the ship looks nice. Excellent. Now in the front we have our exit ramp, and this one does not open at all. It is what it is. It looks good though. On the sides we have nice panels and lines. And I like this area back here leading to the engines. Nice details. The other side is almost identical. Actually, it is identical. So, pretty neat. For the back, we have our engines, which are nicely done. Nice lines in the back. Beautiful. Nice job there. Now, on the bottom of the vessel, we have our copyright crap. 2 rivets, stand port, some nice details. Now, right here and here, I have some sort of corrosion. I don't know what that's from exactly, but this is the second ship I found with that on it. But it did come out of the package like that, so that's not really my fault. Now these 2 corroded spots that I just talked about, those are the landing gear. And as you can see, they are not deployed, but it's alright. All in all, great design, I think. Pretty cool. So that does it for the mold. Let's take a look at the paint. When it comes to the paint of the First Order Transport, we only have 4 colors. First one up is a nice light gray, which is the main color of the vessel, or I guess some people could say off-white. But regardless, it is a nice match to the film, and I think it came out pretty nice. Now the second color is just normal gray, and we can see it on the sides here. It's a little rectangle there, a couple spots on the bottom, and then around the exit ramp. And then on this side in the same spots. The third color is blue for the engines. And it's a nice color blue, I will admit. And then the last color is a dark gray. And we can see it right here. And on the opposite side. And that basically does it for the paint. There's really not much to talk about. But I think it's decent for what it is. So now that we covered the mold and the paint, let's put it on a stand, compare it, and we'll be done for today. And just like most Hot Wheels ships, it comes with a cool stand. Just peg it in the port like so. Hear that click? And you're good to go. For comparison with the First Order Transport by Hot Wheels, I have 2 other Hot Wheels ships. We have the Resistance X-Wing, which came with this vessel. And also the Rebel U-Wing Fighter, which is a nice ship if you could get your hands on it. Great ships all around. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars First Order Transport, aka the Atmosphere Assault Lander. Again, this ship is 3¼ inches long, which is pretty nice, and it was first seen in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Wow, this is a cool looking ship. I know it doesn't have any moving parts or anything, but I really love the design. So what are the pros and cons of this ship? For the pros, the mold is pretty damn good. I will admit I do like all these nice lines and panels, and the engine section is pretty awesome. Now, second up is the stand. I think it's really cool. I do prefer the newer ones, but it's nice they included it so it's unified in the collection. And then you have the price. Usually one of these ships costs $4.99. However, I got mine at Toys R Us on clearance in a 2-pack for $6.99 with the Resistance. Now for the price, usually you get one of these ships for $4.99 or under, depending on where you go. However, I was walking through Toys R Us and they had a 2-pack of this Lander and Resistance X-Wing on clearance for $6.99, so I jumped on that. And let me know if you guys are seeing these as well in your local stores. Now, if you can't find it in Toys R Us, I would suggest Amazon or eBay or other online retailers. And let me know if you guys are finding them, because these are pretty neat. And now for the cons. Usually I've been going through all of these ships with a bunch of pros. However, in regards to paint, I do enjoy it. However, I'm going to give it a con, and hear me out. First of all, the off-white and different types of grays and the blue for the engines work fantastically. However, I believe this ship could have been 100 times better with a nice black or gray wash to fill in all these beautiful details that Hot Wheels put in there and make this ship pop. Now, the reason why it gets a con is they didn't paint the cockpit. Now, I know what you're saying, and I know some of you might even comment and go, Dave, what the hell are you talking about? It's just a cockpit. Listen, if Hot Wheels can paint tiny blue lines and astromech droids in some of their X-Wings, they can paint black on the little cockpit window right there. Like, it's not a big deal. Perhaps they put all their money into the X-Wing and not into this vessel. Maybe some are painted and I got a dud. And I guess I can go in with a permanent marker and fix it myself. But it's just a shame they didn't do it for me. So again, I do like the paint. It just burns me that they didn't paint the cockpit window. So who do I recommend this ship for? Obviously, if you're a fan of the First Order and the new Star Wars trilogy, grab it. It looks pretty good. It's pretty accurate, I must say. And it will stand out in your collection. It is a nice, sleek model, small enough to fit on your shelf, but don't let size fool you because there is a lot of detail in this bad boy. So that's basically everything I have to say about this ship. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you would like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.